Hey you guys, so I wanted to come to you today. You all may know me, may not, as Garlinda Price. I'm a broker and owner of Fusion Properties LLC, but I'm also a licensed life insurance broker. And I'm so honored and excited that I get to write for Symmetry Financial Group, which is an incredible IMO. And I also represent about 30 A-rated carriers. And so one company that I wanted to talk about that's one of our top rated carriers, one of my favorite companies, is Foresters Financial. And a product specifically that I want to talk about is a diabetic product. Well, it's not a diabetic product. It's called Strong Foundations, but they have an incredible program for people that are living with type 2 diabetes. And what's awesome and why I decided to focus on that today is because there's so many people that think they're uninsurable, or there's so many people that have been declined for insurance because of their diabetes, even though it's managed, even though it's under control. And so Foresters, in all their wisdom, they came up with a product. So one of their incredible products is Strong Foundation. And with Strong Foundation, I wanted to just share with you the term insurance product and just why it's such a really great product. Also, how those of you that are living with type 2 diabetes, whether it's pill form or insulin form, still may potentially qualify for this coverage, right? I don't want to say that it's guaranteed, but I do want to share with you that I had a client that was turned down by over 4 insurance carriers, right? And she was being turned down because of being a diabetic, even though her diabetes was under control. So what this product offers is designed to offer a level death benefit amount for coverage. It's also pure life insurance protection, meaning there's no savings element or cash value accumulation because it's a term policy. It also has expanded underwriting classes for clients living with not only type 2 diabetes, but type 1 diabetes as well. It has the ability to convert to new permanent coverage without evidence of insurance. It also has the ability to be converted to permanent coverage without evidence of insurability during the conversion period, which is huge, right? Because there's nothing worse than when a client has to prove insurability at a future date and their health has changed or their health has declined and things aren't so great as they were when they initially got the insurance. So I love that about this particular product. It also has a value added benefit where it has a charity benefit provision. So if you choose to have a charity as your beneficiary, a portion of your policy upon your death can go to your favorite charity. So you can still be giving even when you've gone on, right? Even when you've gone on to be with the Lord. Foresters Financial is able to offer up to $400,000 in a death benefit by relying on the applicant's answers to health and lifestyle questions and results of the following: an MIB search, which is the Medical Information Bureau, prescription history, and bill chart, which is your height and weight. So there's no medical blood, there's no urine. It's simply based on your prescription history. It's based on your height and weight. It's also going to be based on some questions that we'll ask you as it relates to the diabetic rating chart. And then also, these are the available underwriting classes. Standard non-tobacco means no use of cigarettes within the past 12 months. So now for those of you that quit smoking and maybe before you were quoted a higher rate for insurance because you were a smoker and now you've given up that habit, you can get non-smoking rates for up to 12 if you have not used cigarettes within the past 12 months. It says cigars, pipes, chewing tobacco, nicotine patches, and other substitutes qualify for non-tobacco use. I'm not saying you should be out here smoking cigars, but Foresters does not consider that a tobacco product. Also, they have relaxed underwriting criteria for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, right? They accept mild COPD provided no prescription steroids or oxygen have been used or advised. So you could even qualify if you have mild COPD, even if you're using a CPAP or a BiPAP, as long as you're not using oxygen, you could still potentially qualify for coverage if you have COPD, and as long as there are no prescription steroids being used as well. Standard tobacco, you can't have used cigarettes within the past 12 months. We just talked about that. And then this is a groundbreaking non-medical underwriting for individuals living with type 1 and type 2 diabetes. And we use a standard chart. And they use a graded chart. So we can go into more details about that when you contact me to ask for coverage and to ask questions. And so this is what will help you to potentially help you to know if you're potentially eligible for Strong Foundations with Foresters. It is a term product. So term products are normally better for people that are 50 and younger, right? And there'll be other products that I'm going to be sharing with you about for our 50 and older crowd. Some phenomenal products, right? That fall right into Underwriting eligibility is based on, for diabetes, A1C of 10.9% or lower is required. So if you have an A1C level that's below 10.9%, you could qualify for coverage. All other factors being relative. Remember, we said they're going to look at your prescription history. They're going to search the MIB to see what you were ever prescribed or diagnosed for. So they're going to do a background check for that, but there's no blood, there's no urine, there's no swabbing and all of that. It's going to be based on your height, your weight, your build. And then it has a duration of your diabetes. When were you diagnosed? How long have you had diabetes? It's going to talk about height and weight limits, right? And then there's going to ask underwriting eligibility questions that you have no history of vision, nerve pain, kidney, other complications, or related medical impairments such as heart disease. Also, if APS records are required, your client will not be eligible for Strong Foundation. So if APS records are required. And then finally, these are the non-medical face amount limits. When I say non-medical, just what we were talking about, simplified issue underwriting, right? No one's coming to your home to take samples and things like that. So you could qualify, and these are the underwriting classes. So ages 18 to 55 will qualify for standard. That means if you're not following the table that we'll talk about when you call to get insured, is a minimum $50,000 policy with the maximum being $400,000. If you fall within the substandard diabetic tables that we'll talk about when you give me a call, the minimum is $50,000 in face value coverage and then a maximum of $300,000. That is a lot of insurance, which is really cool. If you're 56 and older and want a term product with this product type, standard's minimum $50,000 and the maximum you could get in coverage is $150,000 face value. Same thing for substandard diabetic tables. And then Strong Foundation is going to be based on your nearest. It's going to be based on the age you are for your nearest birthday. So it goes anywhere from 10-year term to 30-year term. Always going to be based on age. And then there's a conversion period. End of the initial term period is less than 5 years, and then your certificate anniversary in which the insured is 65 years old. After the initial term period ends, the certificate is renewable annually until age 95 without evidence of insurability. That is crazy, right? So that means that you're able to convert this policy and to requalify for this coverage without proof of insurability up until age 95 if you qualify for the coverage type. So I'm going to end it there, but I just want to share with you, have you been living with type 1, type 2 diabetes, in need of life insurance or mortgage protection coverage or mortgage payment protection coverage, which I'll talk about on my next video, and been turned down? Give me a call. I'd love to help you out. Give me a call and I'd love to help you out. Again, I'm Garlinda Price, licensed North Carolina life insurance broker. My number is 910-494-7798. And let me tell you the other states I'm licensed in. I'm licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, I was going to say Georgia, but not Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Florida, and Michigan. Super excited. Would love to serve you. Give me a call, 910-494-7798, and I look forward to helping you and your family's insurance needs. Bye. I almost forgot. Okay, so these are some of the questions that we would ask you as it relates to your diabetes, just to determine coverage and see what Foresters would say. So we would ask, does the proposed insured take insulin, yes or no? And let's just assume we're going to say no. What is the proposed insured's most recent A1C test value within the past 30 days? So you're going to need that information for us to run a quote if you're a diabetic and you want coverage quote with Foresters, which you do. They're a great company. Other question it's going to ask is, how long has the proposed insured had diabetes? What is the proposed insured's current age? Remember, it has to be age closest to your next birthday, so that's how they'll determine that. What is the proposed insured's current height? I'm sure the next question is current weight. And then from there, we click submit, and it will give us a yes, this person's able to at least get a quote and move forward. We would potentially. So the next thing it would say, in case it cut me off, it'll say, okay, rating, calculated rating for the proposed insured is plus, and it'll give a number and a letter, and it'll say, based on the data entered, the above rating may be available for Strong Foundation terms subject to application answers, underwriting searches, and reviews. So it's just that simple. We ask you some diabetic questions, we take a quick application, everything can be done electronically, and we go from there. So again, I can help you in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Michigan, Maryland, and I'm forgetting the state, Virginia. So let's get it done. But if I can't help you, guess what? I have insurance broker friends across the country. They can get it done for you, and we'd love to help you. God bless you guys.